I mean, she was tripping, bro. I mean, just the amount of stuff she was saying and cursing like that in that press conference. I said it last night, man. I knew it. It was kids watching. My goodness, this is a bad look for the W. Instead, the Minnesota Lynx coach Cheryk Reeve has been suspended. Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryk Reeve has been suspended for one game for her conduct and comments during and following the Lynx 84-76 loss to the Phoenix Mercury at the arena in Phoenix on Friday. It was announced today, abusing a game official on the
The Women's National Basketball Association has issued disciplinary action against Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryk Reeve following her conduct during and after the team's semifinal matchup. The league announced that Reeve would face a one-game suspension along with financial penalties. The incident occurred during Minnesota's 84-76 defeat against the Phoenix Mercury at their home arena on Friday evening. Reeve's suspension stems from multiple infractions, including confronting game officials on the playing surface, refusing to exit the court promptly after being ejected with 21.8 seconds remaining in the final period, and making improper remarks during the post-game media session. The consequences extend beyond the head coach.
The arena in Phoenix on Friday. It was announced today, abusing a game official on the court, failure to leave the court in a timely manner upon her ejection with 21.8 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Inappropriate comments conference. Reeve will serve the suspension tomorrow when the Lynx play the Mercury in Game 4 of those semifinals in Phoenix. And in addition, Reeve and assistant coach Eric Tibble and Rebecca Brunson have each been fined. Tibble was fined for his inappropriate interaction with the official.
Assistant coaches Eric Tebow and Rebecca Brunson also received monetary fines. Tebow's penalty resulted from his unsuitable engagement with referees during the contest, while Brunson faced punishment for posting inappropriate criticism of league officials through social media channels. Reeve will serve her suspension during Game 4 of the semifinal series when Minnesota travels back to Phoenix to face the Mercury. The disciplinary measures come at a critical juncture for the Lynx, who currently trail 2-1 in the best-of-5 series after surrendering consecutive contests. The Minnesota franchise entered the playoffs with considerable optimism following their most successful regular season in organizational history.
Action with the official on the WNBA court. Brunson was fined for inappropriate social media comments directed at WNBA officials. So, guys, there you have it. She has been fined and suspended, man. This is a crazy, crazy story. A disastrous Minnesota Lynx situation just got much worse, bruh. On Tuesday, the Minnesota Lynx led 1-0 in the
Many analysts predicted the Lynx would contend for the championship this year. However, their postseason run has encountered significant obstacles. After securing the opening game, they squandered a substantial 20-point advantage in the second matchup and subsequently lost the third encounter. Compounding the team's difficulties, star player Nafisa Collier departed Friday's game, experiencing apparent discomfort with approximately 22 seconds left on the clock after sustaining an ankle injury. The injury occurred when she and an opposing player collided at the knees during gameplay, though initial reports incorrectly suggested a different mechanism of injury.
1-0 in the WNBA semifinals, fresh off the best season franchise history, which a lot of people actually picked the Minnesota Lynx to be the ones to kind of win this year or come close to winning. Since they've dropped 2 straight games, blowing a 20-point lead in Game 2, and sequentially dropped Game 3 on Friday night. To make matters even worse, Nafisa Collier exited the game in a visible pain with 22 seconds left to play, similarly injuring her ankle. Now, Alyssa Thomas.
Video footage captured Reeve charging onto the court and approaching officials in an aggressive manner. Multiple team members, including her assistant coaches and players, attempted to restrain her during the heated exchange. The confrontation represented an unprecedented loss of composure for the veteran head coach, who appeared to momentarily forget her professional responsibilities. The situation escalated further when Reeve directed profanity towards spectators while departing the court, repeatedly using explicit language that was clearly audible. This behavior drew immediate criticism given the family-friendly environment and the presence of young fans in attendance.
With 22 seconds left to play, similarly injuring her ankle. Now, Alyssa Thomas kind of stomped on her ankle. I'm going to say stomped on it. And she rolled it too, man. And It was just a crazy, crazy looking play. But the bad news continue to pour in for the Lynx. They will be without head coach, which we already know. And yeah, man, a lot of people online is talking about this, man. A lot of people. So this right here is. So this is ultimately what led to the whole situation. Hopefully, you guys can see that down there.
During the subsequent press conference, Reeve expressed frustration with what she characterized as dangerously physical gameplay and inadequate officiating. She emphasized that Collier, described as one of the league's premier players, attempted 0 free throws despite drawing 5 fouls and enduring physical contact that resulted in injury. Reeve suggested Collier might have suffered a fracture following the incident. The coach delivered a scathing assessment of the officiating crew, using profanity to describe their performance as malpractice and calling them awful. She demanded organizational changes in how officials are evaluated and assigned to playoff games. Reeve argued that allowing excessive physicality leads to player injuries and damages the league's reputation, referencing comments from other coaches, including Becky Hammon, about similar concerns regarding playoff officiating standards.
You guys can see that down there. This whole situation is crazy. So right there, Cheryl Reeve runs onto the court, gets right in the official face there, bro. Studbuzz tried to come and like get her, bro, but I mean, even the assistant coach. Okay, I see it now where the assistant coach is John at the WNBA official, but Cheryl Reeve literally had to be restrained by the whole damn team. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, bro.
Social media platforms experienced significant activity following both the on-court incident and Reeve's press conference remarks. The basketball community remains divided on whether Reeve's outburst was justified given the circumstances or whether it crossed professional boundaries regardless of the provocation. The disciplinary announcement originated from the league's New York headquarters and emphasized the importance of maintaining professional conduct standards, particularly during high-stakes playoff competition. The league's decisive action sends a clear message about behavioral expectations for coaches at all levels. Minnesota now faces the prospect of competing in a must-win elimination game without their head coach and potentially without their best player if Collier's injury prevents her participation.
By the whole damn team. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, bro. Like, I just seen outbursts, but I've never seen anything like this. I mean, Cheryl Reeves just completely forgot she was a professional head coach. I mean, for that split second, she thought she was at the bar, bro. She wanted all the smoke, bro. I can't even lie. She was ready to battle it out, go toe-to-toe. This goddamn referee, man, this is just crazy, crazy here. And then the cursing out the fan, she's F you.
The assistant coaching staff will assume leadership responsibilities during Reeve's absence. Phoenix players Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper delivered strong performances with 21 points each, while Dejonai Carrington and Natasha Cloud also contributed effectively. The Mercury have seized momentum in the series and need just one additional victory to advance to the championship round. The controversy surrounding officiating quality, physical play, and coaching conduct has overshadowed what had been an exciting playoff matchup between two talented squads. The incident raises broader questions about how the league manages game intensity, protects player safety, and enforces accountability when emotions run high during postseason competition.
Cursing out the fan, she's F you. But this is what happened here. Bow. So she didn't step on her ankle. They collided knees there. So sorry about that. That's my retraction from that there. But guys, this here is spooky, man. But I knew it was only a matter of time before Cheryl. Like, I knew Cheryl was gonna be in trouble, bro. I just had a hunch that she would.
With their season hanging in the balance and facing multiple adversities simultaneously, Minnesota must regroup quickly.
Dribbles the ball with her left hand. You can see right here, Alyssa Thomas, clean steal. And in real time, like, I think you can make, ironically, I think Fee fouled Alyssa Thomas more than Alyssa Thomas fouled Fee. I don't think it's a foul. Like, in real time, it did not look anything like a foul. That is the furthest thing from a foul. I don't care. That's the furthest thing from a foul. But Cheryl Reeve sees Fee on the ground afterwards.
This situation serves as a reminder of how quickly circumstances can deteriorate in high-pressure playoff environments and the importance of maintaining composure regardless of perceived injustices. The ramifications of Friday's events will reverberate throughout Minnesota's organization and potentially affect the broader conversation about officiating standards and physical play in women's professional basketball. During a recent playoff matchup, Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve experienced what many are calling an unprecedented meltdown. The incident was significant enough that discussions about potential disciplinary action have emerged, particularly regarding her conduct towards spectators. However, the confrontation with officials deserves examination on its own merits.
Sees Fee on the ground afterwards. Like, she's not actually complaining, by the way. Cheryl Reeve isn't that annoyed. And then the reason why I have to stop this is because, obviously, for copyright reasons. We'll go smaller screen, so it's a little bit you probably won't be able to see it as clearly, but it's less likely to get caught for copyright reasons. So Cheryl Reeve comes screaming at the referee, runs onto the floor. She already has a technical foul, starts chasing the referee.
The controversial moment centered around a specific sequence on the court. Nafisa Collier was handling the basketball using her left hand when Alyssa Thomas executed what appeared to be a clean takeaway. Watching the action unfold at normal speed, the contact seemed minimal at best. The defensive play looked legitimate, and if anything, Collier may have initiated more contact with Thomas than the reverse. The notion that this warranted a whistle seems questionable.
He has a technical foul, starts chasing the referee, continues to chase the referee, starts screaming. Eric Thibault comes onto the floor and starts screaming at the other referee. They're grabbing Cheryl Reeve away while Eric Thibault's still going after the other referees. Oh my god. And she's being dragged off the court by Natisha Heidemann and Lindsay Whalen. And I'm not sure who the other assistant coach is that's dragging her off the floor. And she's doing the let me at him thing where she's clearly not walking back onto the floor.
Yet seeing Collier on the floor afterward triggered Reeve's explosive response. Initially, Reeve wasn't displaying excessive frustration, but suddenly she charged toward the referee, already possessing one technical violation, and pursued the official while shouting. Assistant coach Eric Thibault simultaneously confronted another referee on the playing surface. Security and staff members, including Natisha Heidemann and Lindsay Whalen, physically restrained Reeve as she made gestures suggesting she wanted to continue the confrontation, though clearly not intending to actually re-engage.
Let me at him thing where she's clearly not walking back onto the floor and she gets herself chucked from the game. And this is what she said after the game about the referees.
The look that our league wants for some reason. We were trying to play through it. We tried to make excuses. One of the best players in the league shot 0 free throws.
I don't think Fee got fouled that much in terms of like shooting fouls. I think her not drawing fouls is kind of crazy. But like,
this theatrical display resulted in her removal from the contest. Following the game, Reeve addressed the officiating situation directly. She pointed out that a premier player in the competition attempted 0 foul shots. While Collier may not have drawn many shooting violations during the game, the final disputed play still doesn't appear to merit a call. Examining the footage in slow motion creates an illusion of contact, but Thomas, despite her reputation for aggressive play, didn't commit anything particularly egregious on this possession.
But like, I still don't think that last play was a foul. I don't like. In slow motion, it kind of looks like a foul. Alyssa Thomas does not take. Alyssa Thomas is a dirty player, but this is not a dirty play. This is not a dirty play. Like, that is so. If anything, Nafisa Collier committed a clear path. Tried to commit a clear path foul, not tried. But if anything, it's a foul, an offensive foul on Fee.
If penalties were warranted, Collier's potential clear path violation would be more justified. Thomas has earned notoriety for physical basketball, and throughout her career, officials have permitted her to bulldoze through opponents. Defensive players face a dilemma because Thomas can barrel into them, often resulting in either no whistle or, surprisingly, a foul against the defender for simply existing in her path. Reeve emphasized that Collier sustained injuries including a shoulder problem and potentially a fracture after her leg was compromised, yet received no foul calls and finished with 5 personal fouls against her.
But like, Alyssa Thomas is absolutely absolutely a dirty player, but that was not a dirty play. But through the whole game, Alyssa Thomas has been allowed to play rugby all series. She's been allowed to play rugby all series. She's been allowed to play rugby her entire career. She just runs through people. Everyone's like, oh, nobody getting away with Alyssa Thomas. Like, yeah, because Alyssa Thomas can literally ram you. She can ram you into the ground. And it's a defensive.
She questioned whether this represents the product the league desires to showcase. Her demand for leadership changes in officiating operations carries weight. The league seemingly wears its physical style as something to celebrate, yet basketball purists consistently express bewilderment. Fans accustomed to actual basketball fundamentals watch these games and question whether they're witnessing legitimate competition.
Alyssa Thomas can literally ram you. She can ram you into the ground. And it's a defensive foul. Or it's a no call because, oh, she's just bigger and stronger.
0. And she had 5 fouls. 0 free throws. Got her shoulder pulled out and finished the game with her leg being taken out. And probably has a fracture. And so if this is what our league wants, okay. But I want to call for a change of leadership at the league level when it comes to officiating.
Interestingly, the Fever actually benefited from lenient officiating in the previous game, which featured some of the poorest quality basketball imaginable. Indiana employed a more aggressive physical approach against Las Vegas, and officials allowed it to continue unchecked. The fundamental issue remains that it barely resembled basketball. The series standings show Las Vegas ahead 2-1, which accurately reflects the competition.
But I want to call for a change of leadership at the league level when it comes to officiating.
I stand by that. She's not wrong. The league wants this. They wear this as some sort of badge of honor. And the reality is that every single fan of the sport of basketball has come in and is like, this isn't basketball. Like, every single fan that comes in and watches is like, this is getting ridiculous. And by the way, a lot of people are like, oh, the Fever benefited from it. Ironically, the Fever benefited from it yesterday. It was the worst basketball game in history. The Fever were the more physical team against the Aces, and the Fever's physicality was allowed. The problem is that it wasn't bad.
However, the second game saw Las Vegas dominating physically and getting favorable whistles, while the third game reversed this dynamic with Indiana initiating contact without consequences. Teams appear to have adopted a strategy of escalating physicality because officials tolerate it. Indiana's roster isn't constructed for this bruising style, which explains why they often suffer in these circumstances. Similarly built teams like Phoenix struggle under these conditions.